Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Yeah, Murda here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah, I don't like niggas. What's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACE, CAM, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your host Mase, and Cam will return tomorrow. Mase, how you feeling?
Stat, you back. Stat, where you been at?
I was going through it, but I'm back. I'm better. I'm glad to be here. So yeah, how are you?
Are you better? What did you have? The measles, the mumps? You can't put all your information out there.
No.
But what was going on?
Guys, in simple terms, because can I just explain? I don't understand why people think we take vacation days. I don't take vacation days. If I'm not here, it's for a reason. I had an allergic reaction, and that is all. But I'm better. I'm great.
So you went to All-Star Weekend, and you had an allergic reaction.
Yes, I did. I had an allergic reaction. Allergies are a thing. I'm good now. I was going through it, but I feel a lot better, and I appreciate.
Oh man,
made sure I was good. But yeah, I was.
You're lucky Killer wasn't here. I would love to hear what Killer was.
I was going through it, but I'm good now. We're good. It's great, and I'm glad to be back.
You went to All-Star Weekend. If baggage claim that this happened at the hotel, you had an allergic reaction.
No,
at a club. Where exactly did you?
No, he was not outside like that. Like I was doing the pickleball tournament, doing events. Like it was business.
Oh, you got it at pickleball.
No, I didn't get it at pickleball. I was at pickleball, and yeah, it was business. It was a business trip. And
did anybody pass you any drinks?
No.
Did anybody put anything? No, so nothing was put in your drink.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm allergic to, so like it's not like a secret, but yeah, I was going through it. But I'm good.
What is it? If you don't mind
no, because these people don't need to be in my business.
People need to know if they invite you somewhere if you're allergic.
Yeah, no.
And what you're allergic to.
Because I'm okay and I'm avoiding that.
Okay. All right.
Great. But good to be back and good to see you again.
I thought you fell in love, honestly.
No, I don't know.
So nobody's talking behind your back. I thought you fell in love and thought, hey.
If somebody was,
if
somebody was talking my back, I would know. I feel like I would know at least. But no, I'm good.
You know, Nick, I thought she fell in love and it got, sometime pause, the getting get good. And you just was like,
no.
I'll go back after that. But right now, you in love on a two-way street.
Me and love, we ain't worried about that. We worried about being focused in the business.
All right.
That's all.
I mean, listen, my name Bennett.
Okay. I'm not yapping. This is the truth. But I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
No lie detector test here.
Not at all. Okay, so Mace, we have a lot to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things happen. We're going to start with the Lakers. So the Lakers have lost 13 of their last 14 games against the Nuggets, but this weekend was a little bit different. The other day they beat the Nuggets 123-100. People are saying the Lakers are back. Mace, is this enough for you to start?
I'm not going to take any credit, Stat. I'm not trying to take any credit. But when I join a team, they start winning. It just comes with the title town aura. I told Nick this. I told Killer this. I told you this. I said I might be back a Laker fan. And it just so happened the day I go to LA, Luka turns into a different player. People treat me like a winning shrine, you know? When they see me, they feel like they gotta win. It just comes with the title, you know? And I mean, Luka getting 32 doesn't matter that much, but when you got a LeBron getting a 20 and getting 40 at 40 years old, that changes everything. I'm telling you, that changes every single thing because you got Bron balling like he 20 years old, and then you got Luka coming in. I just think it's too much offensive pause firepower for other teams to actually compete with, even though they may be seated wherever they're seated. They become a formidable opponent because I don't know many players that could stop LeBron for 7 games. And I know Cam gonna come back. Mase, now you're a Laker fan. I've been a lifetime Laker fan. I'm just back
News to me.
because Luka is there, but I've been a lifetime Laker fan. I left when LeBron came because I thought he was going to change the culture. But if they're playing like this, what can I say? It's Title Town all over again. Me, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Michael Cooper, Byron Scott, Michael Thompson. I'm from that time of the LA Lakers, but I would love to hear what you got to say. You know, Jack Nicholson, the real stars of LA. You know, not this other stuff, you know?
Well, first things first, I don't even know when you paid your dues to be a Lakers fan, but I hear
Oh,
the
stat.
train, the Titletown train has been moving. You mentioned Luka dropping 32 points. I think that does matter because this is the most points that he scored in a Lakers jersey, which is like,
Yeah.
this is what we've been waiting to see from Luka. You know, when the trade happened, it's like, okay, he's unfit. We don't know how he's going to mesh well with LeBron. I think it shows that he can be a difference maker against the Nuggets. Okay, like the Lakers have not been winning or doing so well, but not only we can't just focus on Luka and we can't just focus on LeBron because LeBron's going to be LeBron regardless. In this game, they figured out a way to stop Jokic. That was the main thing. Like he didn't make more.
Come on, stat. Don't start
in
that.
this game,
Stat.
which isn't even the type of like to me, this was Jokic's one of his worst games. And so that's progress that we want to see as Lakers fans. They have something to be excited about. I'm not going to jump the
Figure
gun
out a
too
way
quick.
now. You
I'm
gonna
not going to
call
jump the
it
gun
a
too
figure
quick.
out a way though, stat? Figure out a way is crazy.
They did though. This is his lowest numbers.
It's not that difficult to stop big men. If you want to stop the big men, you got to make
Specifically,
it a fast-paced game. Anybody that plays basketball knows this. That I thought you played
no,
on
just
the 40 and under teams. Stat.
I did, and that's a whole different caliber. You know, that's a different thing. But
Yeah, and when y'all was getting paused, blown out by the other teams with Manny Pacquiao and the rest of them and Marquez, they were running y'all like crazy. So it didn't matter y'all had a big man. It's the same way when you don't have a big man to play against a bigger team, you run them.
But you're saying it shouldn't be difficult to stop big men. We're not even talking about big men in general. We're talking about Jokic. This is one of the most unstoppable players. This is one of the hardest players to guard. This is one of the hardest players to stop. So I think it's showing growth, not only with LeBron and Luka, but with the addition of JJ Redick as being the head coach as a whole. You know, the
So
team
you giving this credit to JJ Redick?
Yeah, on JJ Redick has a case.
I'm gonna let you have my white glasses because you're seeing white right now. Stat.
How are you going to support the team but you can't support the coach? JJ Redick has made adjustments that we didn't expect him to make during his coacher tenure right now with the Lakers.
What adjustment did he make? They lost the last 13 games.
But beating the Nuggets is progress. Seeing Luka make numbers that he didn't
so
make.
selective, Stat. You're so selective.
We're seeing Luka make numbers that he hadn't make it. Like this is progress. I'd rather see something than nothing.
Okay. But I wouldn't even give this to the coach. I would pause. I think when Jokic comes through the tunnel and he doesn't see Anthony Davis, I think that's the reason. He really probably didn't even get up for the game. He's probably thinking there's nobody over there could even remotely close guard me. Not realizing we're going to go in a different direction to where we're going to run you guys so much, pause, that you're not going to have energy to play at the tempo you used to play at. That's always the best answer to having a very dominant big man. Everybody knows this. The press, speed up the game, trap, make them move faster than they want to move. And this gets all of the guard play going. And this is how you get Luka out on the breaks. You get Luka out with the ball in a fast tempo game. And you could put up more points and put up a lot of points. And that's why we see them beating them so decisively. It's not just they beat them. They beat them in a remarkable way. I can't wait to see the game in Dallas. I might have to fly out there for that. Get me a royal blue cowboy hat. Sit on the front floor, you know?
No, that'll definitely be a good game to see, but I do think, I mean, yes, like AD's fearful, and I know the Lakers now have Jackson Hayes, which to me, I said this earlier, I wanted them to get rid of Jackson Hayes, and, you know, unfortunately that Mark Williams trade didn't go through with the Hornets. I think that he would have been a good piece for them there, but that fear of the Nuggets is still there. They depleted that fear because they broke a stat that they hadn't done in a while with the addition, like I said, of Luka. You got Rui Hachimura. They have Austin Reeves, who's throwing buckets for a younger player that they have that's going to help their core. I think they're in a good spot. I do think we do give credit to JJ Redick because he is part of the reason why those choices were made. But
I get it, Stat. I get it.
Your
like
team. First of all, this is your team, Mase.
Like, I should give you these glasses. They're white millionaires. You should be wearing these because you're looking for white millionaires, Stat.
Now I'm looking for the truth.
You're looking for white millionaires. You want the glasses? You can have.
Acting like JJ had nothing to do with it, and now all of a sudden, like Jokic is.
I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but you putting extra syrup. You putting extra syrup on JJ right now. Pause. That's crazy.
You don't trust him?
Stat, you're not gonna gaslight me to go on the record. I'm just
here to ask the right question.
Of torturing JJ Redick. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm just here to ask the right questions. I think the people want to know: do you trust JJ Redick?
I'm a lifetime Laker fan.
That's right. That's the answer. That's that.
Yes.
That's all. I think it's time to start trusting him. He has a lot to prove, and he's proving that. Like, yes, the Lakers aren't where they need to be right now, but I think that they are serious contenders. Obviously, OKC's on top. You got the Grizzlies who are performing well right now, and then there's still the Nuggets. That's always going to be a problem, but the Lakers are in a good little spot right now. Like you guys discussed earlier, there's only a couple games kind of determining where those teams will land, and I think that they're in a good spot right now.
And that's a better question to ask. That do I trust OKC, but do I trust JJ Redick? I don't think that merits that question yet. You know, you ever asked a woman, ask you where you were? You haven't, but she don't have the right to ask you that just yet.
You don't feel like it's time? Like you need time?
Yeah, it probably is not time for that question.
Well, sometimes things come when you're not ready for it. And I think in this situation, it's time to have that discussion.
You're really going for it today.
I'm just saying. I'm here to discuss it. And that's a big part of the conversation. Is JJ Redick, do you trust him? And I think people are starting to trust him, which is why the Lakers are starting to be in this position. I don't want to jump the gun because it's just one game.
I think that's an important thing to ask the fans. If you're watching this show, I need you guys right now to go in the chat. Tell us right now, do you trust JJ Redick? Forget Mase. Do you trust JJ Redick? For everybody watching, it is what it is. Stat is trying to ask me this question. I'm going to put it out there to the public. Bub, do you trust JJ Redick? Sin City, do you trust JJ Redick? Tito, chime in. Do you trust JJ Redick? Larry, would you put your money on JJ Redick right now? That he's going to win 2 playoffs games. He's going to win a series, 2 series. Do you think so, Stat?
I think now's the time to start trusting him, and we will see.
Oh, my goodness.
But again,
Tomlin. You said this
You're
same thing about Mike Tomlin.
you're
Stat, I
the
don't have time for this morning. It's too early for this. You trusted Mike Tomlin and you aborted that train. Now you want to jump out here with the millionaire. But yeah, I'm for it.
That's a valid
I'm
point. That's a valid point.
okay.
But my team, we already got our own situation going on. This is your team. That's
Yeah,
all.
thank you, Stat. All
Not
my
thank
teams
you.
got yellow in it. All my teams got yellow in it, you know?
I'm glad. Mine don't, but hey. Okay, moving along. Shout out Sin. Gotta talk about the Knicks. And I hate when
Yeah.
the Knicks, they're literally losing, and this is not intentional. We're here to talk about them. And this is just what they're doing. So the Knicks lost to the Celtics 118 to 105. The Celtics are actually 3-0 versus the Knicks this
The
season.
Knicks are losing a go ahead, Stat. This is
This
just
is another one of your
trigger.
teams. You pulled up in the jacket.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. Go ahead, finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
So, given that the Celtics are 3-0 versus the Knicks, let's kind of just focus on Knicks versus Celtics. When does this become a problem for the Knicks, or is it already a problem?
To me, this is already a problem, and I'm gonna tell you why. I go out here on the record, I get this jacket. You know the jacket. The New York Knicks Kith jacket. And when I get this jacket, the first thing on my mind is, hey, I'm about to show the Knicks love. I post Sin City. I DM him, pause, let him know I'm wearing the jacket. He's all excited. Mase, this is what I'm talking about. And as soon as I wear the jacket, they go on this losing path. This is why we're triggered when it comes to the New York Knicks or any New York team, because the moment you get your hopes up high, this is how they return the favor. They did this with Trent Tucker. They did this with Rod Strickland. They did this with Mark Jackson. I mean, Kenny Skywalker. Was that the light-skinned dude name that he could jump? I think he was from Kentucky. The Knicks they're like known for this, and I don't want to mess my courtside tickets up, but they already messed up. Every time you try to go out there and support the Knicks, they do something like this. I'm tired of being let down by the Knicks. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. You know, like somebody been bullying you, pause, for years. That's how it feel like being a Knicks fan. They gotta feel like they're bullied. They gotta feel like there's something going on here. Cause every time, it never fails that every time we mention something about the Knicks, right? Or we give a team that energy, or we give a player pause that energy, they always turn around and not live up to the hype that they're asking for or the attention they're looking for. Now, should they have lost to Boston? Yeah, they should have lost to Boston. But they lost to, I think, Cleveland too, right? They didn't just lose to one of their future opponents. They lost to both of them. So this is what I'm saying. What hopes should I have in a team that lost to two people in which they have to go through to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and also to get to the finals?
Right.
So if I'm watching this, I'm definitely thinking this is something we're going to have to, pay close attention to, because Cam said something last week when he was talking about Tom Thibodeau. He probably runs the team too much. He's an old school coach. So though the team is durable, by the time they get to the playoffs, they're burnt out.
Right. I mean,
And this could be a part of that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, with Thibodeau, and I know Knicks fans are a little
delusional. Go ahead and say it, that delusional. That's what they are.
Some are feeling like the coach needs to go, and I always feel like that's a strong statement just to urge. But it's
I'm not saying he need to go, but his bags need to be packed.
Yeah.
Not go, but his bags need to be packed. No. It's a difference. You keep your bags packed just in case, because behind your back they talking about you going.
Yeah.
He's not out the door, but he definitely need to know where his possessions are.
Yeah. I just feel like I mean, yeah, I guess his bags are packed, but it's like I don't want to jump the gun and say he needs to go. Your explanation really helped, but it's like they are a different team that needs adjustments. Like we've seen, JJ Redick do well with what he has. I feel like the Knicks are very stagnant because, like you said, you can't beat the Celtics, you can't beat the Cavs, you can't score against top teams, and you can't slow down top teams. So it's like when you're in that middle ground and there's not much you can do, something's gonna need to change.
Yeah,
But it's
I
like,
agree
where does
with
that
you.
change start?
Um, Summertime KD. That's where it starts. Summertime KD. Hey, Nick, save this take, Nick. This summer, if they get bounced out, second round, KD might be time to come to New York. Hey, a little birdie,
Inside
Yeah,
source.
I might be the Black Shams
Oh gosh.
of sports. I know things.
Yeah, that's a take. I don't know if Katie going there, but
It might be time. I know Nick wouldn't be mad. New York fans would not be mad. They trade a few people. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
yeah,
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
New York fans don't get mad at a lot, and then things happen and it doesn't happen in their favor, and then they're mad again. Like that's
No,
what
but
y'all
this will be
do. That's what
finally.
y'all
This will
do.
be something in their favor.
Yeah, they think it's in their favor. That's the delusion.
They might end up. They might end up with KD. And what if they end up with KD and Zion? Oh, New York will fall. New York will fall out. New York will fall out. I can't. My sources are not telling me anything about Zion, but who knows? And they're not telling me anything about KD. It's just my
sources.
insight.
Sources. Well, Zion still has plenty of potential. He's a different case to me. I think
But I don't want to talk about Zion.
you
We're
brought it
not
up.
talking
I
about
just said to
food.
comment.
We shouldn't be talking about Zion. If we're not talking about buffets, pause. We shouldn't be talking about Zion.
Yo, you're wrong for that. Because we would never talk about no food. He gonna figure it out. Let him figure it out, piece by piece.
Zion is my guy. When right before he got traded, I saw him on a plane. I was thinking, I said, man, he's not that tall, but he must be that great of an athlete because he makes everybody else look little on the court. Shout
Yeah,
out to Zion. We just playing. It's a sports comedy show.
yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump the gun and ask you straight up because you mentioned the top teams that the Knicks are just struggling against. Do you feel like they're frauds? Just like that?
The Knicks.
Hmm?
You gonna call the Knicks frauds?
I didn't call them anything. I asked you how you feel. Do you feel like they're
Yeah,
frauds?
but it's the see. I've been through this because when I was growing up doing music, it's not what the interviewers say; it's how they phrase the question.
That's a
They put you on the cover and say, "Is Mace for real?" Like, why is Mace for real? Why not say, "Is Mace that nigga?" You could have said that too, but instead, you frame it in a way to create the narrative that you want. I'm gonna be smart and say, "Stat, ask me that question a different way." I'm gonna teach young people. So if you're ever in an interview and they ask you about something and you don't like the way it's answered, don't answer it. Tell them to reissue the question. Can you reissue that question?
Okay. Do you think the Knicks are legit?
See there? Did y'all see that? That's much better. Don't put the Knicks in that light with fraud. So now you got Knicks and fraud in the algorithm when she could have put legit and Knicks in the. Come on, Stat. This.
You just said Thibodeau has his bags packed. Like that is
Yeah.
that's it's like the same thing.
But I knew what I was doing. You're going iron fist in the velvet glove. You're really actually throwing punches, but you're covering your hand.
I don't think
You
so.
saw Bruce Lee with the man with the iron fist,
Yes.
and he had the glove on it.
I think it's a valid question. And I think the people
I think the Knicks. I think the Knicks are legit for who they are.
I don't think Knicks
And
fans.
I'm going to take a quote out of Killer's book. Don't ask for the attention because you might not like it when you get the attention. This is exactly what's going on here. They wanted all this attention. Now you got Mase wearing Knicks jacket. And I know what Cam going to say. I told you. You played yourself.
Well, shout out to the Knicks. We will see if they can finally get over that hump. And then just
Yeah.
on the flip side, obviously we know the Knicks lost to the Celtics. Just in general, how are you feeling about the Celtics gameplay?
The Celtics is right where I thought they would be. They're playing like a team that's a championship team. Everybody is firing on all cylinders. They don't look like they have no weaknesses. That's the scary thing about this team. It seemed like, and I said this last week, with championships come confidence. You wasn't here, Stats, so I'll bring you up to speed. When people think you're arrogant or you're cocky, no, it's like once you win in a championship, that team shows up with a new confidence the next year. It's like something is settled in their mind. They know they're champions. They don't have to wonder, are they champion? The whole world knows they're champions. So you would take a person that was very average, but now they on a championship team, they won a championship. That average player will now start playing like they're right under an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be like, where did this come from? It's the confidence that comes from winning a championship. And every time you win, your confidence get greater that I could do it the next time. Some people like they persevere their whole life but never win. So then there's still this anxiety when they get the clutch moments. When you're a championship, you can be poised about that clutch moment because I know that I could win here. Shout out to Clutch Sports. See how I segue that?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Mentality, I get it.
After you win, your mentality change.
You move
your
different.
personality change.
Yeah.
You know, you no longer got to park in the deck. You know what I'm saying? You're in valet. You go from parking in valet to keep your key. Just park it and I'll give you your key back, you know? You go from paying for stuff to walking out and they say, hey, champ. Your name changes to champ. Hey, champ. The food is free. The clothes are free. The sneakers are free. You know, and et cetera.
Yeah. No, I agree. And Celtics.
Then you leave out of All-Star weekend with the mumps. Yeah, you have allergic reactions at all.
Like, why am I catching strays? Like, oh my gosh. Anywho.
Don't come into work the next week. Yeah. It's a part of winning.
Oh gosh. Well, the Celtics are in a great position. Definitely have a lot to be excited about. Of course, the Cavs are still at the top slot, but I think every player on the Celtics is doing what they need to do and playing their role correctly, down from Jason Tatum to Jaylen Brown to Porzingis. All of them, all their starters scored in double figures. So like I said, they're just playing good basketball. Funny to me, though, I know you're just talking about the Knicks. Mazzulla had an interview and was asking, he was asked about how he felt about them beating the Knicks. He said, their record towards them means nothing. So he's not even pressed about them. He's just moving forward and moving onward and upward as Mazzulla would. So I think the Celtics are in a good position. And it's going to be interesting to kind of see where they land throughout the rest of the season. Okay. So now this is your other team, allegedly, I guess. The Mavs. Isn't it?
They don't have Anthony Davis, so I can't be held accountable for anything while Anthony Davis is not there.
Even so, though, AD was not your guy.
Yes, that is listen. A palm tree in Denver doesn't do the same as a palm tree in Miami.
Okay.
The weather's different.
Valid.
Yeah, you can't take a palm tree to Denver and expect it to do well. It's
Yeah,
not the right Paul soil for it, you
yeah.
know? People become different things in different climates. I knew ladies that in one climate she's nobody, in another climate,
She's somebody.
yeah. In one climate she's on a sex tape, in another climate she's half a billionaire, you know? It bees like that, you know, and women become different things with different men, just like
That
players.
is true.
They become different things with different people.
That is very true.
It's a testament to who you're with.
That is true. It
Yeah.
reflects how you move, how you act.
Yeah, she was just on a step dance team on another team in another place. Hey, she's
Yeah,
she's the wife.
that's true. But also, to be fair, back to AD, the injuries have been consistent. This isn't no new thing, even though he's in a different situation. So, just saying. But
Yeah, some
yes.
girls be the same in every climate, you know? So I hope that's not what you're saying, because he's on the home team now. So we gotta cut AD
Allegedly.
some slack.
Mhm.
Allegedly.
So
You
the
hating on AD? Did AD not accept your DM?
I'm not hating on AD. I think AD is one of the best centers the league has right now. Well, we always talk about the best ability is availability, and AD is always hurt. We want to see more from him. He is a good player. He would have been a great addition for the Mavs. We're just not getting that, unfortunately. Because when the trade first happened, we really thought that the Mavs were going to benefit more from the AD trade than Luka, because we didn't know how Luka and LeBron were going to match up, and now we're seeing kind of the opposite because he's hurt. So it's just something that we don't want to see. Like, I think as a basketball fanatic, we all want to see the players that we want to see play. And he can't help that he's hurt. But dang, like, when is he gonna be good? Like, it's a problem.
When is
But
he gonna
yes,
be good, or when is he gonna be healthy? See, Stat, I don't
healthy,
like that.
healthy. No,
Stat,
no,
you
good
always
question.
putting these wrong narratives out there. And the fans are watching you. They always bring it up. They say, why does Stat be saying it like that?
I'm not saying good. I'm saying like good. Like we good. Like
Oh,
I think we
okay.
be good.
Okay. I get you. I
Context.
get you.
Context. It depends on the variable, the situation I'm in when I speak about certain
Yeah.
things.
Two things can be right at the same time, Stat.
Exactly. Okay, so the Mavs lost to the Warriors 126 to 102.
Mm-hmm.
In general, how are we feeling about the Mavs? We know AD's injury. Do you feel like they're doing well after this Luka trade? Do you feel like they're going to struggle for a minute? Kind of where do you see them going?
Honestly, I think the Mavs is in an interesting place where it's sad, because without AD, I don't see them going pretty far. I think that's quite self-explanatory. I don't know no sports media outlet that would say opposite of that. That's actually a going statement that, it's not even a season without AD, because this is the anchor that they traded for, because they watch how they got bounced around in the pause in the NBA finals, because they didn't have that big man that they needed. When Porzingis came in, the whole entire series just went downhill. If you thought they had a chance, as soon as Porzingis hit that three at the top of the key, everything became downhill for that Mavs team, because they had no answers for their front court. And now we're seeing this with AD out, is now a replay of last year without Luka. And now you have Luka replaced with Klay Thompson and a few other like outstanding players, but I don't think that's enough. And I won't say outstanding players, but outstanding contributors. That it won't be enough against any formidable team. Kyrie alone, without any help, is not going to really do anything. So when you look at this Mavs team, though they got rid of Luca and they freed up a lot of cap space, that only benefits you in the summertime. Right now, that doesn't benefit you, because, like I said, anybody they run into on the West Coast, they're gonna need Anthony Davis ASAP.
Yeah.
Just think about it. They go against Czech. Who's gonna guard Czech? They go against Denver, who's gonna guard Jokic. So now, who else is there? They go against Memphis, who they got for Ziti. It is everywhere you look, that's an ongoing problem that got to be solidified and they got to be established that this is going to be our backup for that plan until Anthony Davis come back, or else they're just tanking. Maybe they're not losing enough to get Cooper Flag, so it's just a waste of a season actually.
Right. It's actually sad to see because I mean there were so much upside, and like even right now they have PJ Washington playing center. So I just feel like I don't know. Being a Master right now, it's a sad time to be alive just to see how it started and like where things were going, then just kind of the
Hmm.
decline and even like down to the Warriors game, like Steph Curry making a mockery out of the Mavs, like you doing this third quarter right over PJ Washington after shooting the three, like who wants to like Steph is being Steph. That's my goat. So go do your thing. But like, dang, you got
Steph is your GOAT?
yes,
Oh, Steph.
yes.
What a time to be alive.
It is a time to be alive. That's why I told you, and that's a whole different discussion. I didn't know how I felt
Who
about
is your GOAT? Chris Brown or Drake?
Chris Brown.
Oh, okay. I'm just
What is that
wondering.
telling of anything? Like,
Yeah,
no.
because you're of that generation. So I
Yeah.
wanted to know who's your GOAT. Maybe that's a good thing. I should just ask you, who are all your GOATs?
For my
Is
ghost
it is
categories.
it Rihanna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I think it's valid. I know a little something, but it's what I like. So
Okay.
Steph Curry is my GOAT. Obviously, I think MJ is the GOAT, but Steph Curry is my GOAT.
Who's your football GOAT?
LeBron.
You said LeBron. See, this is what
No,
I'm talking about.
over. I just like that's just my Steph Curry is one of my favorite players.
You just said he was your GOAT.
Yeah, he's my GOAT. Over like a lot of people's
So
GOATs is
then why you come back with
Steph Curry's
LeBron?
I'm just saying in comparison, like to what people choose, Steph Curry's mine.
Oh, okay.
Steph Curry's my GOAT.
Football, who's your GOAT?
I mean, I think Tom Brady's the GOAT.
And that's what I'm asking you. I'm not trying to find out
I'm
who's
not
your
ready
GOAT.
for that Mahomes Tom Brady conversation yet. I gotta see. I gotta see.
So then you get what we're saying when we say things like that.
I get a lot of things. I just disagree sometimes.
But how is it true over
I'm cut
here?
from a different generation. Like,
How
so
is it true one place but not true in the other place?
because two things can be true at the same time.
Oh my
Come
goodness. Stat,
on,
move
what?
on.
Yo,
Move
you
on.
saying come on like you ain't
Move on.
contribute to creating this. Like, are
It's
you
sad.
shocked?
But you're using my statements inappropriately. That's not
I'm
how it
not.
was
I
intended to be
interpreted it
used.
how I interpreted it. How I interpreted it.
Yeah, see?
That's it. But yes,
Okay.
as far as the Mavs, they have a lot of things to work on. I'm hoping that they get more healthier players because it's unfortunate to see. With that being said, on the flip side, Mase, we've seen obviously Jimmy Butler is no longer with the Heat. He's with the Warriors, but we're going to do a quick little pick. So Miami is playing the Hawks tonight, and we've seen Miami is a little inconsistent, but underdog has Bam at 19 and a half points. Do you have him higher or lower for this game versus the Hawks?
19 points for Bam.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much about Bam this year. Ever since I'm falling in love, I haven't seen Bam. Where's Bam been at? Bam is my guy. He
Yeah.
was on Splash Brothers team, right? He was one of the Splash Brothers in the USA Olympics. I'm gonna go higher.
Okay.
Everything Florida, we going higher.
Okay. With that being said, we are going to go to break. When we return, we will talk about the Cavs. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, shout out to Kodak.
Welcome back. So now it's time to talk about the Cavs. They have been unstoppable. They have the longest active winning streak currently at 7 games. They just recently beat the Grizzlies 129 to 123. Mase, do you see the Cavs' momentum slowing down anytime soon?
Yeah, them beating the Grizzlies, I don't like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go on the record. I don't like that. Even though they're playing well, I don't like when they beat the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies is a team I'm really rooting for secretly. If you could see it in my jacket,
What?
I got the Memphis blue on. The Memphis blue, I'm looking forward to what the Grizzlies and I are gonna do in the offseason, and what we're gonna do in the playoffs. So I don't like this. In the words of homeboy from Belly, I don't like that.
Well,
I'm happy for Cleveland. It would be remarkable if Cleveland could win a championship without LeBron. Nothing would be better for Cleveland than if they win a championship without LeBron. You talk about the healing of their heart. Nothing against LeBron, but this will actually bring a lot of healing and a lot of closure to the city of Cleveland. Just think about that. Just think about that as an owner to be able to say, yeah, we did it without LeBron. He would really love that. And I hate that LeBron name is tied to it. I hate that I have to even share that with LeBron's name. You get what I'm saying? But that's what I'm thinking when I think of that, especially when it beat a formidable opponent like the Grizzlies. You start to think, can the Cavaliers really do it? Can this be a magical season where they just figured it out, where they just finally gave the right money to Donovan Mitchell and he just comes back with 45 like the Jay-Z song? Or do we give all of this credit to Bernie Bickerstaff? You want to talk about JJ Redick? Put some respect stat on a black man's name. What about Ernie Bickerstaff? Is it Ernie or Bernie? Bernie. Which one is it? Say, come on, you stat,
Bernie.
baby.
It's
Bernie.
Bernie.
All right, put some respect on Bernie's name. It's weekend at Bernie's. They cooking.
Yeah. I'm gonna add, first of all, talk about putting respect on their name. Let's put some respect on the Grizzlies. They are second in the West. A lot of people didn't expect all of that to be happening either, but their core is stepping up to the plate. And I know we're saying it's just the Grizzlies, but the Cavs are still on a 7 game winning streak, most in the league right now. I think when we made our earlier predictions to see what teams we thought would be on top, nobody was thinking about the Cavs at the moment because truly, to keep it a $1.50, the Cavs, I feel like, weren't as appealing as other teams. The teams that people are looking at.
Come on with that stat. Now
It's the Celtics. The teams that
you talk about the white boy with his hair moosed up, and you can find all the respect for him. I haven't heard you
what?
mention Bernie Bickerstaff not once.
I don't have.
He's the one doing the greatest job in the NBA. He's doing the best job in the NBA. Nobody had Cleveland playing at this level. And for him to be a throwback coach that get inserted, pause, into a pool of new energy, pause, all of this is crazy. And for him to take all of those players and bring them to this place is remarkable because it's always been a thing that older mindsets can't communicate with this new generation. Like Killer always said, this is a team that has done that. This is a coach that has done that. So when you start talking about you can't put respect on Luka's name without putting respect on JJ Redick's name, this is when I need two things to be right at the same time. Can you reestablish that conversation?
And I totally
with the same respect for the black man, because I know you're from Florida, so they might have conditioned you to like just white boys, and that's okay if that's what floats your boat.
no one
But
ever.
I'm just saying, I mean, it sounds like it. It sounds like it.
No.
Because you don't have any
Said
respect for the black man. I'm just
that's
telling you what people are telling me in the
that's
DMs.
very untrue. I have plenty of respect for the black man. Everybody that knows me knows that.
Okay, say
I just
Bernie. Let
don't
me see how you look
I
when you
thought
say
Bernie
Bernie.
Bickerstaff, but I think the credit would still go
How
to
you say his
Ak-
name with disdain? Bernie Bickers.
No, I'm saying the credit would go to Kenny Atkinson.
Okay.
Because he's the one that has changed kind of that Cavs offense when we didn't expect it. Bernie gets his credit too, but I'm just saying we didn't expect the Cavs to be here at all because
So
they're
who
not
gets the
as
credit? Who
flashy.
who
They're
you
not
giving the
as
credit to, Stat?
if we're gonna keep it a buck, I'm gonna give the credit to Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. Like those
Okay.
are the two running the game right now.
Okay.
That's not what I was expecting. They have a great connection, and I think the Cavs are in a great spot and will continue to be in a great spot.
Okay.
We can credit front office, we can credit coaches, and they are a
Is
part of
Luca
it.
is Luca black?
No,
Is JJ black?
no.
Okay. I rest my case.
Case isn't rested. That's a statement. Like, what if we don't want to go to sleep? Like, no, they don't work like that. Yeah, I'm giving the credit to the Cavs and I'm giving the credit to the Grizzlies. Yes, they lost, but I think they're in a really good position right now too. So that would be my argument. And I don't see
Yeah.
momentum
Shout
slowing.
out to Mobley. Mobley is definitely baller.
Yeah. I just think the Cavs figured it out. I think they're in a great position and I think it's gonna be they're in a good spot, point blank.
Okay.
I just don't think that they're as appealing as other teams.
Yes.
To be completely honest, and that's not a diss at the Cavs because they deserve what they're doing. They're playing well, but it's not other teams that we
All
were
right.
looking at. It's not as such.
Hey,
But it,
let's go. What's the next question?
okay. So let's actually talk about Kevin Durant. So he's going viral right now for a clip of him from the Court of Gold documentary that happened during the Olympics. He got emotional talking about how much the game of basketball has done for him. He said, when people get to start laughing and joking for the game of ball, it's cool to me. It gets me emotional. He said, the game has saved my life. It brought me and my family out of a lot of bullshit. So I'm just grateful for it. I come from neighborhoods where people don't even talk to each other. There's so much hate in the world, too, based off of his very real response. That's how I'll put
Yeah.
it. Do you still feel like players have that love for the game, or do you feel like that love for the game
Hmm.
is lost?
I think somebody definitely like Kevin Durant has that love. When I think of Kevin Durant, just just watching him when you see him, you ever met him, you can only imagine if he did not make the NBA because he gives like that gritty look. You couldn't imagine him just being in the corner in the club or somebody's security or any of those things, right? Because he has like that grungy kind of grit, that look, that he's not like a smooth, like he don't try to come across like no pretty boy or nothing like that. So you can only imagine what that would have turned out to had he not played the game of basketball. And I say that with all respect for him because I grew up with a lot of people just like that, that once you make it to the height of 6'6" or 6'7" and you don't make it, like there's people in the hood that's 7 feet. One guy, 7 feet, he may just stand in front of the project. It looks so weird. Everybody comes up to asking him, "Did you play basketball? Are you playing basketball? Where do I know you from?" And that being your whole life is like your height just begins to be something that people notice you for, and constantly asking you questions that don't help your morale nor your esteem. Thinking about all the places that music has taken me, I can only imagine where basketball has taken him because he did it at such a high level. It changed his habits, it changed his lifestyle, it changed his family, it changed his legacy, changed his parents. It changed everything when you do anything on a elite level. So I definitely understand what he's saying. Yeah, and I remember what my mother told me. She was basically trying to get me to make the most of what I was doing. She didn't want me to leave basketball because she felt like you play basketball your whole life. But she wasn't aware that I had something else in my arsenal that will do as well for me as well, which would end up being rap. My mother didn't know me as a rapper. She really didn't want me to rap. Even when me and Cam we were offered deals together. My mother wouldn't sign the paper. We were offered deals when we were like, I think like 16, 17, because we were that good. But my mother would never sign off on it. She would never sign off on it. Can't be like, yo, did your mother sign it? I said, yo, she said I'm no rapper. And when I was going to leave college to rap, my mother said, if you leave college to rap, don't come back here. And so that's kind of how I became homeless a little bit because my mother said, if you rap, you can't come back here. But to make sense of that is just to say that, these talents that we have as young black men could take us a very long way. But you got to be faithful over the talent that you were given. Because
Wow.
there's only two reasons why things don't work. Either you're not being faithful over it or you're just not supposed to be doing it. And sometimes people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but they're not faithful over it.
That was very well said, a very great story. And I think like also coming down to like when something's like your passion or when something's for you, you know when something's for you, even if other people might not feel like it is.
Yeah.
One of those things that you have to kind of figure out within yourself. So like, because imagine if you were just like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Imagine if I'd have just listened to her. How many
Like,
songs people wouldn't know. Imagine how many things we would never got to experience.
it's crazy. But I'm happy that you continued, of course,
Yeah.
because we've all got to hear
And
some
then
great stuff. Yeah.
you end up being able to be a blessing back to her because of even something she didn't see at the time. So sometimes you're the only one that could see it. And you have to be faithful over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you actually do have the skill. You actually do have it. So for somebody watching this, you're probably the person need to hear this. You actually do have the talent to do what you believe you could do, but you have to be faithful over it. Because nobody else sees it. And when nobody else sees it, you're the only person that could bring it to fruition because you see it.
Right. That's a gem drops. Words of
Yeah.
advice from Mase. And then just even back to KD's point, I mean, he had passion in the game, and it shows even in his gameplay and how dedicated he is to the game. And that's why, he has a Hall of Fame career. That's why he is who he is. That's why you are who you are. And at the end of the day, y'all believed in yourselves. And you
Yeah.
just made the most of every situation to kind of keep continuing on. So very inspiring, very dope to see. We all love to see it. And I hope that you've inspired more others that you already had.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, keep
You
going
just
for sure.
gotta be faithful so people can know that you really had that same greatness in you. And I think that's the path that KD is on. He watched a lot of people around him do great things. Melo do great things. LeBron does great things. And now it's his opportunity. And he's even inspiring people like Anthony Edwards. You see Anthony Edwards trailing him at the Olympics, desiring to have that same kind of, career. So
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to watch because I always say greatness come from greatness.
facts for sure. And that's why even the younger generation loves to see the vulnerability because those conversations need to be had. Those think pieces need to be said. I don't think everything has to be so like it's okay to be like, look, I didn't know what I was doing or I figured it out along the way, but I dedicated to my craft and this is what got me where I'm at, rather
Yeah.
than feeling like this can't be a discussion that needs to be had. So
Yeah.
that's
And
dope.
and shout out to and my prayers go out to Mrs. Wallace. This week we had a tremendous loss with the loss of Miss Wallace, Biggie Small's mom. And Biggie has meant the world to me. He brought me on stage in Apollo, and my life has never been the same again since that time he introduced me on that stage. So shout out to the entire Wallace family. prayers go up, and it just lets me know that it's a turning of a generation. It's the end of an era, and just all my prayers go out to the Wallace family, and I look forward to being at that funeral.
Definitely rest in peace. But that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.